Ukrainian military that wants to be very careful that they're not being lured into some sort of trap, because for the Russians to signal for now, actually a couple of weeks, that they're going to withdraw from Kherson is very unlike them. And so lots of senior and actually troops on the ground smell a rat there.
Russia could be facing a humiliating defeat in the vital southern city of Kherson. Senior commanders are reported to be fleeing to the east over the Dnipro River, leaving the job of holding off the Ukrainian advance to demoralised and poorly equipped conscripts. Well, Kherson was one of the first major cities to fall to the Russian troops breaking out of Crimea in February, and it has been hotly contested since because of its strategic and symbolic importance. Well, the journalist Askold Kruschelnycky is on his way to the area as we speak. He joins me now. Askold, we've spoken many times over the last few months in terms of what's been going on in Ukraine and in your time there. But in terms of the strategic importance of Kherson, it really can't be underestimated, can it?
It is, as you say, very important, and not just because of its military value, but because it is such a big symbol. It's the only regional capital that's ever been captured by the Russians. And following on battlefield humiliations for Putin in the last 6 weeks or so, its fall would be a very hard thing for him to bear. But having said that, the Ukrainians are advancing. They're not advancing rapidly, and there's also a body of thought in the Ukrainian military that wants to be very careful that they're not being lured into some sort of trap, because for the Russians to signal for now, actually a couple of weeks, that they're going to withdraw from Kherson is very unlike them. And so lots of senior and actually troops on the ground smell a rat there.
Well, in terms of the kind of black ops art of misinformation, there's been a lot in this campaign that we've seen and that we've heard about. But we are getting to the point quite soon in parts of the country, we're now into November, where ground that's not taken won't be taken until we get through the winter. Isn't that true?
It won't be taken if there are heavy rains that turn much of the roads and tracks and fields into mud, which is reminiscent of pictures that we see of First World War trenches. That'll make mobility very difficult. But then the winter will kick in and the ground will freeze and vehicles will be able to move again. It very much depends on the weather. Ukrainians are, of course, praying for a mild winter because, as we know, the Russians have knocked out a substantial number, 30% plus of all of Ukraine's electricity generating capacity, because they want Ukrainians to freeze this winter. And Ukrainians are aware of this. They are already planning on alternative sources of heat, or going to places where they can share a place that's got, say, a fireplace. But the weather is a very, very big factor, and the colder it is this winter, the better it'll be for Putin.
Okay, Askold, I know you're heading over to Kherson now. Do you have any idea of what you're expecting to see on the way?
I'm not sure how. I'm going to go to Kherson, the region. The Ukrainian military and government have been very, very coy about letting journalists go to the front lines there, because they don't want any information to be seen by the Russians. They don't want especially TV and photographers there. So what I'm expecting to see is a lot of transportation happening both military vehicles, weapons, military supplies, food, a lot of movement on the roads. And what happens and how soon it happens, if there is an imminent attack on Kherson by the Ukrainians, should become clearer in the coming days.